Hello and welcome to our presentation. My name is Jim Coles and I'm the Executive Director of Columbus Area Labor Management Committee.
And I'm Meredith Porterfield, Program Manager for Columbus Area Labor Management Committee.
Today we're going to continue our look at the interest-based problem-solving process, beginning with step one of the process, the identification of the problem with which we want to work. In our first program in the interest-based problem-solving process, we presented a set of steps. Those steps are an important sequence to follow through if you're going to resolve problems using this process. And it begins with brainstorming and recording a list of problems. We do that so that everybody can see all of the possible problems we might want to tackle as a group, or if we've been assigned to do a specific problem when a group was formed, all of the different aspects of that problem. We record them so that nothing gets lost, so we can remember them later on. And recording them can also help us prevent us from jumping to conclusions, to try to jump to solutions when we begin the process. By brainstorming that list of issues, we can also try to keep the group from missing key details of the problem so we don't have to go back later on and play catch up on the things that we missed. It allows for additional perspectives, provides for better exploration of problems, and gives everybody an opportunity to have a say on issues that are impacting them during that brainstorming. If we have a long list of problems, we can prioritize it so that we can begin with the most important things and then return to the list later on as some of those issues are resolved. We need to make sure when we're working on a problem that it is a problem that we're working on and not a symptom of something else. Symptoms are the effects of a problem. Solving symptoms or resolving them is rarely ever effective in the long term. They don't solve problems if we solve symptoms. We will need to be able to get to the root cause of the problem and work on it. For example, suppose I've got a garden, and I go out to my garden and I see I have weeds. So I go back in the house, get a pair of scissors, and clip all the weeds off at ground level and brush them away. Have I solved the problem? Of course not. The weeds are going to be back very quickly. The weeds were a symptom. They were a symptom of the problem. But cutting them off at ground level just fixed that symptom, not the problem itself. To solve the problem, I've got to get to the root of the weeds, and I've got to eliminate it. That eliminates the cause of the problem, and when we do that, we can be effective. So to solve problems as a group, we need to be sure that we're working on root causes, not just identifying symptoms. We need to make sure that problems are clearly defined. So we define and state the problem as a problem. When we do it, we want to be sure that we're not placing blame or making any judgments about the problem. We're stating it as a concern that we want to address together. We be certain that everyone agrees with the problem statement so that everybody is working in the same direction. And we be very careful not to take a position
We wanted to leave you today with a procedure that would help you as far as efficiency and to help you resolve some other issues or work on some other things within your meetings if you're going to be working in meetings. The first thing that you could do at a meeting is just to start to identify some of the problems that you want to work on or any of the issues associated with the problem. And you stop there. You just brainstorm that list. Then you go back after the meeting, talk to your constituency, get their ideas, make sure that you haven't left any of the problems out that you identified on your list. Maybe there'll be some other ones. Maybe there'll be some problems on there that really aren't problems. You're going to find out from them. That's going to happen. But you can do that at this time so that when you go back to your meeting, you're going to be able to add it to your list later on. It also can help you with your constituents to let them know just exactly what you're working on, bring them into whatever it is that you're working on so that it can help with buy-in on a later basis. The other thing is too that this is an opportunity for you to possibly get some additional information that you might need to tweak a particular problem that you identified in the first meeting. Then you come back to the second meeting and you review the list and go over those ideas that you came up with. Maybe there's going to be some that you're going to need to clarify. Maybe there's some that you're going to have to add based on what you learned from your constituents. Or maybe you're going to find out, like we said before, that you're going to find out that there isn't a problem, so you take it off. But you can do this at the second meeting, and then you can prioritize your list of problems and do that at that time. This just provides you with a little bit of an organized process in order to start this out, and it can allow time for other agenda items that you might not ordinarily have had time for if you work through the entire process. And it allows you to be more proactive and to take more time to really explore the problem that you're working on. Now, when you have picked your starting point, then you can go on to the next step in the interest-based process, which of course is identifying interest. So that's as far as we're going to go today. Be watching for our next video on identifying interest. Thanks for watching.